Let them fight.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Oe, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler breakdown review of Godzilla vs. Kong. Also going to be doing a rankings list of best to worst movies in the Monsterverse universe, and also the future of the Monsterverse movies. Where do we go after Godzilla vs. Kong? I'm tackling all these subjects, but I can't do it by myself. Like Godzilla in the movie taking down Mechagodzilla, I need help. And with that help, I'm bringing back my cousin Chris, aka NBC Chris, the New Balance collector Chris. He's bringing his shoes back with him, as you could tell from all those boxes. He's bringing them back with him. So, what's up, Chris? How you doing?
Good, dude. Good. Glad to be back.
Yep.
Glad to be back. Digging the headband, man. Digging the headband. Oh,
Yeah, I gotta
don't forget,
represent.
we gotta show the drip, dude.
Okay,
know?
you got the Godzilla drip. So I'm just gonna ask you. I don't know if that's obvious or whatnot, but who are you rolling with, Team Godzilla or Team Kong?
Dude, honestly, I was going for Team Godzilla at first, but the movie changed my mind, man.
That's how I felt. Majority of the people kind of saw the movie as well, because Kong was without a doubt the main character of the movie, and that's what I really liked about the film. You had all these plot points and all these different directions the movie's going, but this was focused on Kong. He was the main character.
Yeah, make no mistake, man. I think Kong, this was essentially Kong was, the good guy, and Godzilla was the antagonist, essentially. It followed more of Kong, so this is definitely more of Kong's movie, if you can put it that way.
Yeah, Kong was the main character. I mean, the opening scene is Kong waking up on Skull Island and he's scratching his ass, waking up from a long nap. And that scene was, I saw a lot of comparisons. This scene opens up exactly like Shrek.
Shrek, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's more relatable than waking up in the morning and scratching your ass? So, yeah, Kong was a great protagonist.
You guys know who you are out there.
I mean, I'm one of them.
I know, right? Yeah, so yeah.
So I'll wake up and scratch my ass all the time. But, like, I'm 100% fine with Godzilla being perceived as the bad guy. I just thought we needed more of that. If they were going to imply that Godzilla was going to be the main villain of the movie, I would have liked to see him go on more rampages and destroy more shit. Adam Wingard, who did direct this movie, and he did a hell of a job, in my opinion. I saw in an interview that he wanted Godzilla to be perceived and kind of shown in the light of the original take of Gojira, like the 1954 movie, where he was just an antagonist. He was a force of nature that just destroyed everything. He said he wanted to portray Godzilla in that light, and I thought it was a missed opportunity on Godzilla's end.
Granted, there's only so much you can fit in the story, so I can get it why they don't want to make it seem, I guess, 100% Godzilla's a bad guy. He's the antagonist, but
I just don't think he had enough screen time in general. Like, I'm 100% down for Kong being the main protagonist and the main avatar of having to go through with this movie, because hell no am I going to follow no humans. All the humans in this movie sucked, except for Gia, the young girl that forms a bond with Kong. All the rest of the characters, I actually wanted Kong to kill all of them, because they were treating him like shit the whole movie. They were kind of just using Kong as a pawn to get him to Hollow Earth and have him fight Godzilla or whatever. Which, here's one thing about the movie that I didn't like. Like, I did say that I wish they would have expanded upon more plot points in the movie. Kong leaving Skull Island should have been a huge plot point in the movie. Skull Island plays a big part in Kong's history and in the Monsterverse lore. They kind of delve into the fact that there's a storm system that's been surrounding Skull Island, which is making it inhabitable. So eventually Kong's gonna have to leave, but I thought they should have played into more of Kong leaving the island. That should have been a more emotional scene, not just a simple scene of exposition. Then we flash forward into the future and Kong's passed out on the boat.
Granted, it is important stuff to see, but I did wonder that. Like, I think it did it showed him. It just cut to him being on the boat in chains, right?
Yeah, we don't know how they're able to knock him out or nothing.
Yeah. So then that's for sure that I know that means I'm not the only person who was like, well, how'd they get him on the boat, and like what happened from point A to point B? But I think probably for the the sake of screen time that it would just take up too much time for them to show all the logistics of that and
They could have added so much layers to this movie though, and it was only I think an hour and 53 minutes long. They could have easily added 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and it wouldn't have hurt the pacing of the movie. The movie goes by like that because it's so entertaining at times.
Yep.
But okay, we got into Godzilla and Kong a little bit, but what did you think of the main antagonist, which is Walter Simmons, Ren Serizawa, which was the other bad guy, the Asian bad guy, which his name is Ren Serizawa, right?
Yeah.
He shares the last name of Ishiro Serizawa.
Well, he's his
right?
grandson, I think, or not grandson, but like nephew or something.
We don't know. Like
Yeah, dude. Don't
they
they mention
say?
in the movie the nephew or something like that? Yeah. Dude, what do you
See,
think?
I
It's
don't
just
remember
fucking
that.
happenstance that his last name is Serizawa.
They don't
It
go
was
into
like no,
it.
he mentioned it. I just can't recall exactly. I think it's a nephew or something like that.
So it's not a
Not the
son. I thought it
cousin.
was a son or something.
Could be, but either one of the two they
See, you're
said.
not 100% sure.
I forgot what they said, dude. I forgot what they said.
But here's the thing. That's how rushed the movie is. Like the movie is rushed. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it's rushed. Do you agree with
See,
that?
yeah.
I think
So
it's rushed.
I'm at a rock and a hard place. So I mean, I think as fans, like we want too much from it. So
You're damn
for
right.
me, like this, they really gave everything that the fans can want, like action, 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 little bit of human, action, action, action.
So you were
Cinephile, whatever.
satisfied with everything. It was a complete movie for
I
you.
I was, dude. I walked away from it satisfied. Yeah, could I have wanted maybe more exposition, more backstory,
I wanted
more of
less
the
exposition.
lore?
I wanted more visual explanation though.
Yeah,
I felt
yeah,
like this movie could have used more flashbacks or
yeah.
more imagery because what this movie does great that they don't really take advantage of is the mythology and the lore that this movie has created.
Oh, it's so rich, dude. So
It's
much,
so
so
rich,
much you
but
could go deeper.
I wish they would go deeper in it. Like Godzilla and Kong, their species rivalry, they really don't get into that.
What would have been cool is if they would have went back to the ancestral rivalry of and how Kong's ancestors defeated Godzilla's ancestors
Yeah,
back in the
I
day,
mean,
dude. Like
yeah.
feel
Can
on
you
that? That would have
imagine a
been
scene where we get a full-on battle between a bunch of
that
Godzillas
would have
and a bunch of
dude, that would have
Kongs?
been badass.
It
Yeah.
honestly needed more for this epic storyline they were building. Like you said, you wish you would have like the whole Kong Hollow Earth scene. I wish we had more of that. I loved Hollow Earth.
Oh yeah.
Granted, the
Oh, yeah.
way they got there with the whole anti-gravity vehicles and the vortex thing, that was a little much. That was a little too much. But okay, I'll go with it. It's science fiction. It's I'll go with it. But yeah, the whole Hollow Earth, that was amazing. You got all the different monsters there. You had a little small fight scene with Kong and those like mutated Titan bat things. The discovery of the throne room, which was awesome. But like you
That was
said,
cool.
obviously Kong and his species, they probably won the Godzilla war, which yeah, throughout the movie you don't know you think Godzilla's the main asshole, but maybe it's Kong. He's rocking an axe with Godzilla's mom's spike on it or something, so you could bet why Godzilla's so pissed off at him. But yeah, so just a little bit more explanation, a little flashback scene, maybe some cool hieroglyphics on the wall, just to show some type of imagery of what the hell went down. I mean, granted, if we get future movies, maybe they'll delve into that. I thought the movie could have expanded upon more things. I thought that the antagonists, like the whole Apex, Walter Simmons, I thought they could have delved into their backstory a little bit more. The whole buildup of Apex and Walter Simmons is the basic, oh, we're humans we got the power to become gods. We could overpower the Titans. That whole basic humans are the alphas. It's kind of
And it's
it's
interesting
contrived and overused, but whatever.
yeah. I mean, and it's interesting because Ren Serizawa's dad from the previous movies, he was all about Godzilla, respecting Godzilla. He's the apex predator, So it's weird that the son. I guess they don't explain why the son has the opposite mindset to go along and partner with Walter.
I was really disappointed in his character. I thought he was going to play a major role and have a bigger motivation for why he's doing what he's doing. And just the whole Apex thing, it was like basic billionaire bad guy shit that we've seen over and over again. So they could have done a better job with that. Hell, I would have took shape-shifting space monkeys from the original Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Do you remember that?
I do not, dude. I do
Okay,
not,
in
but that sounds
Godzilla vs.
awesome.
Mechagodzilla, it's shape-shifting apes use
Ooh.
Mechagodzilla to take out Godzilla so they can control Earth. That's the storyline. That's what I remember. So
That's fucking nuts.
it's
Maybe
over
that's
the
why,
top.
yeah. American audiences would. I don't know if we would grasp grasp that.
Hey, speak for yourself,
Day
but
and
I'm
age.
ready for the space apes. I'm ready. Bring them to the Monsterverse. But all right, so we kind of talked about the cons of what we didn't like about the movie. Mine was I just wish Godzilla needed more screen time, and I wanted them to expand upon more of the mythology, and they could have done a better job with the bad guys, the antagonists of the movie.
Yeah, I get it. You know, but and when you think of King Kong versus Godzilla, that's like it, dude. That's like the pinnacle. No time for any other bullshit. This is like people want to see Godzilla and Kong throw down, which they did, dude. I actually paused it. It was like 30 minutes into the movie, and then from there was pretty much action all on from there.
That's what I do
Um,
respect about the movie. They're
yeah.
just like, okay, you guys want us to trim out the fat? We trimmed out the goddamn fat. We're just gonna get like you want to see them fight. None of this makes sense, but you're gonna watch these two fight. So
Yeah.
I do respect that approach. I really do. Like you said, people want to see the monsters. They want to see them fight. Let's get into the freaking battles, which were so damn amazing. I mean, I did a whole breakdown analysis video of the Hong Kong fight scene. I didn't really delve into the first fight scene because that was like a home game for Godzilla. That was
Yeah, that's a huge. I mean, think about it. He's on Godzilla's turf. Godzilla has a home field, dude. It's the sea, the ocean. Like
Mhm.
that's where Godzilla lives. That's where he thrives, dude. So Kong was in chains, man. So for
And he was
part of that
sedated
battle.
too.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
pumping some shit into those chains.
So Kong literally had to hop battleship to battleship and had like no space to like stand and fight on. So that was 100% Godzilla's home turf.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool action scene. I did like a lot of the shots. Well, actually, I love this part. You remember when Kong picks up the jet and just chucks it at Godzilla?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that part. He's just like, take that, Godzilla. And then also the shot where Kong jumps off the carrier as Godzilla's blowing it up underwater with his atomic breath. That's very reminiscent of Bruce Willis in
Yeah,
Die Hard.
yeah, dude. That's exactly what it said. Me and my girlfriend were watching it, and when Kong jumped off that carrier, I was like, "Who does he fucking think he is? Bruce Willis?"
So yeah, the carrier fight scene, that was good. But the Hong Kong fight scene was the main event. I love the throwbacks of the old Godzilla movie. They had a lot of throwbacks where he takes the axe and shoves it down Godzilla's throat. That's a throwback to the Godzilla versus Kong in the 1960s, where Kong takes a huge giant tree and just shoves it down Godzilla's throat. And there was also reminiscent of when they jump start Kong's heart,
Uh-huh.
that huge electrical power surge.
Yeah.
That's how when Godzilla beats his ass in the 1960s version, he's about to kill Kong, and then like lightning hits Kong, and he wakes up with lightning powers. That's
Nice.
so
nice.
I wish he would have got lightning powers in this movie. Can you imagine that?
Dude, that'd be fucking epic, man.
He's pretty much Thor in the movie already, so just give him electricity powers. He's freaking ape Thor.
There was another callback too. I think what they call it, the kiss of death, where the Mecha Godzilla was gonna finish off
Yeah.
Godzilla by blowing.
I loved Mechagodzilla, his introduction, but they didn't give Godzilla any good offense against Mechagodzilla, and that's
Oh,
the
dude,
one
not
thing I
even
hate
one.
about
Yeah,
it.
Godzilla's got his ass whooped.
I hated
He
that
was a
fact.
human ragdoll, dude.
Yeah, he got completely and utterly
It
destroyed
was
by
disrespectful.
Mechagodzilla.
It was disrespectful. It just kind of undermined the whole part after Godzilla just whooped King Kong's ass. It kinda
Yeah, he
undermined
destroyed
Godzilla a
Kong.
little bit and just nullified any kind of like badassery that Godzilla just did. Yeah, it was.
I
it
mean,
was bad.
Mechagodzilla knew martial arts. He was pulling some Thanos type moves. Like at one point, he like gets Godzilla in like a Muay Thai clinch position and knees him right in the gut. And I was like, "What the hell's going on? Like this is crazy." Mechagodzilla knows friggin' Muay Thai and shit, which would make sense. They would probably program like martial arts skills into a huge giant robot if they could. And I liked how it was King Ghidorah, like the spirit of Ghidorah was living through Mechagodzilla and just exacting his revenge
Yep.
and beating the living shit out of Godzilla, which I hated that part.
Yeah,
but-
dude, it was almost sad to see, man. Sad
I
to see,
hated it.
dude.
Like I wish they would have give Godzilla a few good moves on Mechagodzilla. That's his rival. That's like I like how Kong was able to get the kill on him and Kong did some cool stuff, but that's Godzilla's rival. Like that's from Godzilla's universe. Let him do some cool offense and then get his ass beat. But yeah, just the way it ended, like you said, Kong doesn't really have a subtle bow to Godzilla. It's kind of like a piece. He didn't bow like a peasant. He kind of threw the axe down.
Yep, just
Like,
as
I
a
don't
sign
wanna
of
fight you.
respect, dude.
Why do you think Godzilla killed him? Like when he had him
Oh,
down?
because Godzilla, that wasn't. I don't think that was Godzilla's motive the whole time. It was for him to show that who's boss, who's the alpha of the surface of of Earth.
He let him live twice. Like he saw him
Yeah.
passed out on the boat on the ocean. I feel like this was Kong deserved that ass beaten. Maybe Godzilla was just trying to do his thing and continue his mission, and he's like, I gotta
Yeah.
deal with Kong. You're not even supposed to be out here. Go back home. Kong
No,
just kept
I read
antagonizing him.
somewhere that yeah, Godzilla just, he wasn't out to kill him because yeah, he wasn't.
It
He was
didn't
just
seem
trying to
like it. I mean, he was
establish
trying
it
to beam the hell out of him. He was spamming his atomic breath like crazy.
everywhere, dude. I was counting like how many millions of people probably died and all that scenes. Like when he crushed a building, I was like, oh, there goes 100,000 people dead.
Visually, it looked awesome. Like I want to
Oh,
give a shout out to the special effects department, the sound design of the movie. This movie should win awards
yeah,
for its visual effects and sound design because
yeah.
what made this movie work so good is how realistic and how well the monsters were portrayed.
So glad you brought that up. So I think the thing that made this movie stand out, not the most, but in comparison to all the other movies, was the lighting and the color palette. The use
Yeah,
of the bright colors, the use of the contrast made the fight scenes pop that much more. The fight scenes were that much more easy for us to watch, that much more coherent because we can follow along what's going on in the fight scenes.
and yeah, like the Hong Kong lighting, like the neon lights bouncing off the Titans as they're fighting. You got Godzilla's atomic ray going everywhere. You got Kong jumping around. I mean, it was just a visual masterpiece in
Yeah.
my opinion. The last 40 minutes were jaw dropping for me.
Epic, dude. I think one thing, dude, I think that was cool that Mechagodzilla, he was such a badass, dude.
He was
Such a
intense.
badass, man. The way he went out, that was cool, dude. Kong took him out limb by limb.
No, it
Um,
wasn't Kong. He's not the MVP. He's not the MVP.
oh, because Godzilla charged up his axe.
Godzilla ain't the MVP either. You know who's the MVP? Who's the real hero?
Oh, what the girl, the
Josh.
guy?
Josh is the
Yeah.
hero
He is,
because
dude. He is.
the way he was able to defeat Mechagodzilla is he pours alcohol
Yeah.
on the control system and he's able to go past the security breach on Mechagodzilla's controls,
Yeah.
and which stalls Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla and Kong are able to get the upper hand. So
Yeah.
hashtag Team Josh, he's the
Yeah.
real hero. Yeah, let's give our rating. Let's give our rating of Godzilla versus Kong. I'll let you go first, and then we get
Yeah,
into the
I would
movie.
say a solid 9 out of 10. It gave
9
me
out
what
of
I
10?
wanted. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe a little bit story, a little bit more story, but honestly, I'm I'm a happy man. 9 out of 10. I will left the movie theaters satisfied.
See, that's the thing. I like this movie a lot, but I think I would have had a different experience if I watched it in a movie theater because when I left King of the Monsters, it was such a great movie experience that I gave that movie a 9.0, and that movie kind of got mixed reviews from a lot of people, but I love it. But for Godzilla vs. Kong, I love the fight scenes. I loved everything that had to do with the Titans. But the execution and some of the characters and the things they did were kind of like so dumb and outlandish. And I thought they could have, balanced that with some better world building and better explanation of the mythology and lore. I would have liked to seen that more expanded upon.
Yeah.
But everything with the Titans was enough for me to give this movie an 8.5. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
8.5, solid.
It's solid. That's a good score.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good score.
Yeah, dude.
So, all right. So, we spent a lot more time than I thought we were gonna do on that review right there.
I
But
already knew that was going to happen.
Let's rank the movies. There's only 4, so this shouldn't take long. I'll let you go first. From worst to favorite, go ahead and rank off and kind of give a brief explanation, just a brief explanation, because this is a long video already.
Yeah, yeah. So, number 4, I'm going to go with Godzilla 2014. Godzilla probably came in about an hour in the movie, a little too much focus on human characters. Number 3, I would go with Kong Skull Island. Great movie, though. I loved it, man. Seeing Kong as a quote unquote youngin was cool. And number 2, Godzilla King of Monsters. That movie was epic. I watched all 4 of them recently in the past week, and that movie was just epic. King Ghidorah, I mean, just the visual shots alone was fantastic. When Ghidorah spreads his wings out and it just shows him in that lightning storm.
He was doing an alpha thing. You
Yeah,
know how
yeah.
birds and shit will
Yep.
kind of presume like they're bigger than they actually are. I
Yeah.
love that he was trying to flex on Godzilla right there. And
Yeah.
Godzilla was like, nah, man, I know you. Like, you're not that big.
Then lastly, of course, Godzilla vs. Kong. I mean, just the epic battle scenes alone.
So
for
your
sure.
ranking list is pretty much in order of release date. So
Yeah, exactly.
So the
Chronological.
franchise
Yeah.
got better with each movie for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
See, I want to say I like Godzilla vs Kong more, but my list is pretty much the same as yours. I think I would have to switch King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs Kong. I do think the fight scenes were a
Really?
lot better. Oh yeah. But when it comes to like Titans in general, Kong, I know a lot of people like Kong fanboys who follow this channel. They're not gonna like this, but I wouldn't even put Kong in my top favorite Titans at all. He was very awesome in this movie, but when it came to like old school like Toho monsters, I loved every Titan in there. Like I could have seen more Rodan, more Mothra, more Ghidorah, bring Anguirus in, bring Gigan in, bring freaking King Caesar in, bring Jet Jaguar in. Like I'll take all those.
I don't even know half of those characters, dude. So
You
I'm
don't know half of
100%.
them. A lot
Yeah.
of people do, but I would.
Yeah, I'm 100% down to see all of that, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the fanboy in me, man. I'm 100%. Jet Jaguar, dude. That sounds badass. Sounds like an old school 80s wrestler, man.
Like WB, if they're smart, they would, make Godzilla shine more often. That way Toho doesn't take away the rights. Because the access that WB could have to all these monsters and incorporate them into this universe, the possibilities are endless. You can make multiple movies as long as you make, good stories and involving these titans and kaiju. Because I just named off a whole bunch of titans and stuff right there that would be interesting to see in this universe. So
Not gonna argue with you. Not gonna argue with you.
yeah, I can understand why people love Godzilla vs Kong. I mean, and I'm glad that it's made like over 260 million worldwide. It made like 48 million domestically.
Imagine if COVID wasn't around, dude. Oh my, it'd be probably double that, triple that.
Or maybe it made that much because of COVID. Like people were just eager to see like a huge blockbuster type movie like this because we really haven't got anything. We've got the Snyder Cut, which is a great movie in itself, but that's a 4-hour freaking movie.
Yeah, no way. There's no way that's gonna be in theaters. No way.
This is more
And
like
it
a
wouldn't have been as good. It wouldn't have been as good if they had to cut down the runtime. No way.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, of course. I love the Snyder Cut, but yeah, as a blockbuster popcorn movie that would get butts and seats on a hot summer day, this is the movie that people were craving for, and it delivered. And I'm really happy for this. The Monsterverse, man, the future, like possibilities for future plot lines. Like we said, Kong is the ruler of Hollow Earth, and Godzilla is the ruler of the surface. There's so many ways they could approach this new world that they've created.
I've heard a couple things where they set it up where the going back to King of Monsters with the oxygen destroyer and setting up the battle with Destroyer, dude.
I
coming
hope
up as
not.
a
I hope
main-
not yet. Unless they're planning to end the Monsterverse in the
Yeah,
next
because I
movie.
heard he's like the ultimate,
He's
the
the
ultimate rival
ultimate.
to Godzilla.
That would
and the one
mean
that can actually-
Godzilla's death. That would
Yeah.
mean Godzilla's death. The only way to take that guy out is Godzilla to go completely burning mode Godzilla again times 100. I think that should be the end game. Destroyer should be the end game of the Monsterverse. Godzilla does the ultimate sacrifice, takes him out. That way, Kong could become King Kong and be the king of the monsters and rule over both territories. And Godzilla has a son too in that movie, and he kills his son. But
Oh
they're
my
able.
gosh.
But then Godzilla sacrifices himself, and his son ends up living and becomes a new Godzilla. That's how that movie ends.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe Godzilla has a son somewhere. Can you imagine baby Godzilla? If you want to win the minds and hearts of women all over the place,
Oh my god. There it
introduce
is.
baby Godzilla. Can you imagine if Godzilla dies and then Kong has to adopt baby Godzilla? Can you imagine that? That's a storyline I would love to
That's
see.
that'll be the spin-off. That'll be the
That-
spin-off for sure.
That's a spin-off that will shit on the Mandalorian.
yeah.
Kong and baby Godzilla. And like,
That'd be
move over,
crazy,
baby
man.
Yoda. We got baby Godzilla and Kong rolling up. But Godzilla versus Kong. We just went to a whole huge talk of this Monsterverse universe, a review of breakdown of Godzilla versus Kong, our rankings of the worst, the best, or just least favorite to favorite Monsterverse movies, and the possible future of the Monsterverse. This was a good talk. I really like talking about Godzilla. He's one of my favorite things growing up. He's like a favorite pastime of mine. As my childhood coming to life. So yeah,
Hence
I'm
the
really
headband.
happy. Yeah, I'm really happy that mainstream audiences are really digging this universe. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, how do you rank the movies? You know, why you rank them in that order? And
yeah, what would you like to see in the Monsterverse movies? What was your favorite part of Godzilla versus Kong? What do you want to see in the future of this universe? Let us know down below in the comments section. I like to thank cousin Chris, aka NBC Chris, for joining me on this extended Godzilla versus Kong Monsterverse talk. If you like the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button, stomp that like button like Godzilla stomped Kong in the movie. If you want to see me again, if you want to see us again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, and I will see you all next time.
Later.
See ya.